This is definitely the movie with the most intense dragon riding scenes, because this movie was filmed in Turkey. When it comes to dragon riding, the Turkish tomb area is very striking. So they arranged a chase scene during the prison break. Then there was a horse riding fight while escaping. While riding the dragon, he was fighting and also trying to prevent himself from being exposed. This part is really very creative. So efficient. Uncle Long made a huge sacrifice here. Not sure if it was a sacrifice of dignity or of the body. In this footage, there is a scene where someone is kicked by the enemy into chili powder. Everyone can imagine how painful his ears must have been. We're all swollen. To present the cinematic effect, Uncle Long really went all out. Unfortunately, this 10-minute segment was cut when it was released in the mainland. In fact, the actual deleted footage is more than just this segment. Before the release of Spy Maze, additionally, a 30-minute short film was released online. Spy Maze 2003, it tells the story 3 years after the plot of Spy Maze. The production team edited part of the Spy Maze plot and placed these stories into Spy Maze 2003. The purpose is to attract fans through online platforms to watch Spy Maze and Spy Maze 2003. However, before the year 2000, the internet video market system was not mature. Spy Maze failed to gain popularity. Suddenly, the internet market in the South China Sea and the story of the willing circuit board, also because it involves related content in Spy Maze 2003, making the audience completely confused. Today, Uncle Four combines Spy Maze 2003 and Spy Maze. Talk with everyone about this Spy Maze. What kind of story does Shujin tell? The movie begins in Turkey. Here appeared a virus called pneumonia virus. 2049 people were killed in 8 incidents over 6 months. The director investigates clues about the virus. Showcase top-tier journalists, only 1 interview shot in the epidemic area. And with the emergence of the top-tier delayed gunman map, all the interviewed journalists and inspecting scientists were killed. Then an agent named Piao Zhengyuan went to the South Korean consulate to seek asylum. Just a few minutes of footage, the director uses excellent editing techniques. Sound effects rendering, the short film established a strong professional scope and a complex and confusing negotiation. A secret agent as mysterious as a puzzle. It also directly names the theme of the story, Agent's Maze. Then the story moves to 2 months later. The male lead Yuan Xiaobei from Longshu Xiwan appears. He is an orphan. Now he is a fitness equipment salesman. Xiaobei Zio has a keen sense of premonition. He can foresee the guests about to come to the door. This ability sometimes brings him good luck. Sometimes it brings disaster instead. One day, when he went to the bank to withdraw money, he sensed that a serious incident was about to happen. Sure enough, the robbers began taking hostages and fiercely confronting the police. The newly arrived police officer is played by Zhang Jishao. Although there isn't much detail here, but the content after the Mountain Award, Agent Maze 2003, he is the main character. Let's talk about this later. Xiaobei told the people around who had been intercepted. They are their classmates. Let everyone rush over together to subdue them. A big field member also helped. Xiaobei took the opportunity to use a sturdy cart to knock down the bandit. Pushed onto the elevator. Xiaobei made a handsome and smooth move. Took it away from the front, ran to the elevator here. Does everyone think the little chubby here is Tong Yugu's shield? The bandit also chased into the elevator. Discovered Xiaobei. They started a gunfight in the elevator. Xiaobei made a signature gun grab, just avoided being hit after the opponent fires each time, kicked him back with 1 foot. 3 people struggled over the gun and managed to hold it. What's interesting here is one of the fat bandits is Erhuan Gay from Who Am I? You earn my Erhuan. I earn your Ling Tai. Just as the bandit was about to reach the gun, a brave old lady nearby took the gun away. This old lady is Meguan from Juping, Bao Rongshen's mother. Banyan is called Xiaping. The old lady used scissors to help Xiaobei escape. Xiaobei hurriedly fled towards the side area. The bandit still pursued relentlessly. Xiaobei made a big jump, jumped onto the control panel. The bandit behind deliberately fired a shot, causing the technician to activate the switch. Warning, intense action ahead. I'm here to inform you that work is over. This scene was also shot in Direct Entry Hero 3. It shows Jackie Chan's influence on Hollywood films. In the end, Xiaobei grabbed the hook. He slowly landed. The police mistook him for a criminal and ordered him to lie down. After the misunderstanding was cleared up, he became a sensational news figure. After this moment, the detective Si Jia, played by Zheng Jiwei, found Xiaobei. It is hoped that Xiaobei will go with me to see a lawyer. It turns out there is a Korean couple. They lived in Hong Kong years ago. They accidentally lost their young son. After Xiaobei became a TV news reporter, he made some discoveries. His birth date and his experience growing up in an orphanage for 20 years all match the information provided by this Korean couple about their lost son. They match perfectly. Xiaobei really wants to know who his biological parents are. He often dreams of a man and a woman smiling at him. That night, he dreamed of them again. Xiaobei also dreamed many times of a cross. Xiaobei decided to agree to meet the attorney representing this Korean couple. Xiaobei successfully met the lawyer. The lawyer stated Xiaobei's birth information is incomplete. It is impossible to carry out specific identification. Therefore, he was to be taken to meet the client in person. Let the client personally undergo identity verification. Under the lawyer's arrangement, Xiaobei arrived in South Korea. At the hospital of the medical service company Basin, he met this person who appeared to be exactly the one at the beginning called an agent who is a certificate officer. Apparently seriously ill, just finished receiving treatment. The two could only wait to see him again in the afternoon. When leaving, Xiaobei undoubtedly saw the cross on Biaoxiang's neck. Approaching his dream, a beautiful woman found Xiaobei. Her name is Jiawen, a reporter for an American advanced publication. She has been focusing on matters related to Biaoxiang. She told Xiaobei, Biaoxiang used to be a famous Asian agent. Xiaobei grew more and more curious about this father. She returned to the hospital again. A group of people was found interrogating about the situation. She slowly approached using the iron bridge, shattered their spirits. Hospitals are merely tools. It's simply Jackie Chan's happy house. Xiaobei picked up the battle device, silently attacked the enemy. As a result, he himself received a counterattack. This is really hilarious. The enemy was driven away by Xiaobei like that. Xiaobei asked about the performance. What do they want? In terms of performance, it's not worth it. She hopes Xiaobei will play hide and seek with her. If Xiaobei wins, he will be able to get the money she left for her son. At the time of the performance, all became her only heirs. The inheritance amounts to 5 million. However, Xiaobei can keep something. 10,000 US dollars in a box. Inside is a cross and a key. Xiaobei used the sixth pole, found the Istanbul treasure bank. The adventure in Turkey officially begins. She is inside the bank, successfully took out the things left by Biaoxiang. Lots of cash and a gold passbook. However, as soon as she stepped out, she was chased. The bag snatching scene here is very creatively designed. Jiefei took the package home without paying. They held Xiaobei down. They searched her entire body. This is what the police felt. They took Xiaobei to the hotel. Inside the hotel, Xiaobei met a beautiful woman. The letters on the back of the woman's clothes caught her attention. Xiaobei quietly followed her upstairs. She discovered that the other person was actually a transgender woman. A beautiful woman arrives at an ancient treasure site. The film's big gangster also makes an appearance. Feel free to eat as you like. Xiaobei calls the beautiful woman Dashan. The beautiful woman says her name is Xiaoyong. She arranges to meet Xiaobei tomorrow at the hotel restaurant. So simple. I'm afraid there's a trick. But Xiaobei's mind was filled with love. He didn't think much about it. The next day, Xiaobei went to the Turkish bathhouse to take a shower. He encountered Jiefat again. Xiaobei used water to push the other person back. A Chinese escaped from the bathhouse. To showcase Turkish architectural style, Uncle Long deliberately ran on top of it. Finally, he used a sunshade. He made it into a parachute and landed successfully. However, during the escape, he was already caught. Xiaobei had no choice but to walk shirtless on the street. Jiefei quickly caught up. With one kick, he shoved him into the chili powder. Now he looked like spicy chicken. After getting up, he intended to use a towel to cover himself. But without paying, the boss wouldn't allow it. He had no choice but to pay. Now he looked like a beggar's chicken. During the escape, he was knocked over by someone again. Jiefei still managed to catch up. Xiaobei could only block with a plate, while counterattacking at the same time. Now it turned into a big plate chicken again. Those watching in the group were stunned to see this scene. They were also shocked. Xiaobei saw the way Turkish women dressed and wanted to make a set of clothes from white cloth. This place is really in plain sight. Xiaobei successfully escaped by disguising as a woman. After he arrived at the restaurant, the waiter gave him a note. He used it to wait for him at the underground reservoir. Even the beautiful reporter was able to find her way here. He brought an FBI agent. The FBI told Xiaobei about Chen Yihei's identity and said he is now after you. The reason is that the poison needle was in Biaoxiang's hands at that time. Now Xiaobei is his only legitimate agent. Everyone thinks Biaoxiang gave him the poison needle. However, Xiaobei has never actually seen it. The FBI also deployed Ayong, who is Chan Yu's subordinate. He deliberately approached Xiaobei. After Xiaobei learned the truth, he confronted Ayong face to face. At that moment, two men appeared behind him. Originally, Xiaobei was not afraid of them, but these people were not on Ayong's side. They used Ayong to threaten and subdue Xiaobei. This group are the indigenous people of Turkey. Years ago, the poison seedlings killed their relatives. They want to find Dumia and personally destroy him. A man expressed gratitude to Xiaobei. Xiaobei was also speechless. Don't just keep hitting. Where is Wen then? Another group appeared outside the door. These are people from Chanyu. They came to save Xiaobei. Xiaobei used his body's flexibility to successfully escape. He woke up the unconscious Ayong. Everyone, pay attention. The real mark on Ayong's arm is a foreshadowing in the movie. The mercenaries from Chanyu are incomparably brutal. The villagers all died under their guns. Xiaobei still doesn't know if the other side is local. Let Ayong go to the seaside to wait for him first. He uses an iron hook to hook Xiaomu. After waiting for the enemy to come, knock it down. Suddenly came a ba. The family was attacked. Xiaobei made a small boat. Then Ayong left. On the boat, Ayong told Xiaobei that he was an orphan. Chanyu saved him that year, gave him clothes and food, so Ayong considered him his master. At this time, Grandpa Chanyu came to pick them up by ghost ship. Seeing his master, Ayong had also learned the ghost skill. On the boat, Chanyu told Xiaobei he is the buyer of Dumios. Chanyu realized that Xiaobei really liked Ayong. He wanted to make a deal with Xiaobei. As long as Xiaobei gave Dumios to him, he could then send Ayong to the other party. Xiaobei knew that if Ayong stayed by Chanyu's side, Dujisha would be angry. Xiaobei was also an orphan, so they sympathized with each other. I want to rescue the other person. He once again uncovered the things left on the floating heart, discovered the church opposite the bank. Xiaobei gave the photo shown to the priest, asked if he knew this person. According to the evidence, Lin came here before he died, left behind some things, said it was to be given to his son. Xiaobei opened the box and really found the unique item, but he was a bit hesitant if it is truly entrusted to rescue. I don't know how many people have died unnatural deaths. He asked the priest if someone is waiting for you to save them. After you save this person, many people might die because of this. What do you think should be done? The priest told him, you are not meant to save this person. He definitely cannot survive, right? Xiaobei ultimately gave the solo painting to Chanyu. Hanyu also personally promised, let Ayong go. Xiaobei took Ayong and left here. At the station, Ayong suddenly wanted to go to the restroom. However, when Xiaobei went over, he found the other person dead. Does everyone still remember the catheter on Ayong's arm? Chanyu uses drugs to control him. Just now, Ayong, a drug offender, came for an injection. However, he knows too many of Chanyu's secrets. Chanyu won't let him leave alive. He poisoned the syringe. Xiaobei was also taken to the police station as a suspect. A female reporter stepped in to rescue him. Actually, his real identity is also an FBI agent. Their goal is also related to drugs. But when they found out, after Xiaobei confronted Chanyu, he lost his temper. Chanyu's actions completely angered Xiaobei. He intends to seek revenge on his own. A female reporter gave him Chanyu's address. Tomorrow he will go to the Haliji factory. Just as Chanyu was about to board the plane and leave, Xiaobei appeared angrily on a motorcycle. A Chinese-made one. The plane collided with the plane. He was stopped and taken down. This is the scene where he rolls to dodge the plane. It's really dangerous. Chanyu's men started a relentless pursuit of Xiaobei. Xiaobei had already set up numerous watch points throughout the warehouse. He was fighting while running. Chanyu was about to escape by car. Xiaobei jumped onto a motorcycle and chased after him. Next came an exciting car chase. Xiaobei took a shortcut to get close to the opponent. However, he jumped up and fought fiercely with the opponent. The scene of taking the briefcase is memorable. Chanyu tried to shake off the opponent, accidentally collided with the patrol car ahead, caused the patrol car's rear to catch fire. The explosion's force was sending Chanyu flying. Fanpai died just like that. Now the only remaining danger is the patrol car. If an explosion occurs, it would destroy an area within a 200-kilometer radius. It's because of me that they got involved. Xiaobei cannot ignore this. He jumped up first to rescue the child. Xiaobei and the driver worked together to drive the tour bus to a safe area. This caused the route provided by the two FBI agents to be incorrect, caused the tour bus to drive to the wrong place. This is really a big scene. The tour bus finally drove to the location of the empty mine. The police began the rescue. Xiaobei told the driver to jump first. The driver told Xiaobei to take good care of the doll. Everyone remember this doll? Wait for Xiaobei to jump. Just wants to be blown away. The FBI is helpless this time. Xiaobei can only rely on himself. Moment of crisis. A helicopter was expected to appear. Lower the rescue ladder. Let Xiaobei come up. Xiaobei is really unlucky. There is a bridge ahead, resulting in a failure to dispatch rescue. Now the Grim Reaper must be uneasy. The tour bus encountered more road conditions. There is another bridge ahead. If we don't jump out of the car, then it's certain death. Little North could only face a wave of defeat. Little North grabbed the netting as he jumped down. This height scares me just to look at. Uncle Long was blocking back and forth here. We can also see it in the flower beds behind. Jackie Chan personally took the stage without using a stunt double. After the net broke under pressure, Xiaobei rolled down from the hillside. Fortunately, a doll shielded his head. Otherwise, it would have been hard to avoid injury. The bridge stunt in 12 rounds seems to have been inspired. It should have been imitated here. Then came up to Xiaobei above. The poison vaccine was taken away by Tai. Isn't Liu a detective from the Four Families? Why does he want the poison vaccine? At the end of the camp, Liu came to the hospital to see Xiaobei. Actually, his true identity is that of a spy. This group is all about Liu working for the Xiaobei Bureau, using his sixth sense to find the poison vaccine. And that person obviously isn't his biological father. Xiaobei can dream of the cross. It's because a hallucinogen was added to his liquor. There is also a very funny scene here. Some thought the little pill Xiaobei was holding was medicine. Wanted to try it personally. This part is really hilarious. The response ends here. It doesn't reveal who the boss is, nor what happens to the poison seed afterwards. The ending feels a bit rushed. Actually, there are still 30 minutes of the plot left. Didn't Fourth Uncle mention it at the beginning? To allow the audience on the online platform to watch Spy Maze, Jiahe divided the original story of the movie into two parts, splitting it into Spy Maze 2003 and the two Spy Maze works. Spy Maze 2003 is the sequel to Bureau Duty. Here, the true identity of Liao Yu is revealed. Spy Maze 2003 tells the story 3 years later. 3 years later, the Tangju virus has actually begun spreading worldwide. This is the main character of the short film. He is the policeman Zhang Jiao, who briefly appeared in the movie. He and Ayong are from the same hometown. One day, he received a package sent to him by Ayong. After opening it, he found it was a palm-top computer. This palm-top computer contained personal information about Yuan Xiaobei and another secret file named 1 Second. Requires a secret code to open. He followed the clues and found hundreds of Ayong's destinations. As a result, he discovered a pair of glasses at the destination. Based on the numbers on the glasses as hints, Tai Wei opened the secret file in Zhang Shang's computer and learned the truth about the matter. It turned out that these packages were always sent to Tai Wei by Xiaobei, and that he actually was an employee of HT Company. He obtained the poison drawing from Xiaobei. The development of the antibody was entrusted to HT Company. However, someone inside the company had selfish interests. They wanted to exploit the antibody for profit. So they released the virus, causing the global spread of the Tangju virus. Xiaobei and Yu tried to stop it. As a result, Yu was harmed, and Xiaobei was unfortunately infected with the virus. Xiaobei thought he was surely going to die, but after being stung by a kind of blue jellyfish, and unexpectedly obtained the crucial link. So he believed that inside the jellyfish, there must be antibodies that fight viruses. However, Yuan Xiaobei has been constantly pursued and hunted, unable to show himself. So he thought of Tai Wei. Xiaobei felt that Tai Wei could save this human crisis. So he sent the jellyfish specimen to Tai Wei. Tai Wei plans to hand over the specimen to the company. However, many appeared around him, many undercover agents within the company. As various parties moved towards their goals, the story of Spy Maze 2003 also came to an end. Judging by this, originally planned to release the second part, but the box office of the first part was not very ideal. In 1998, Chen Long originally went abroad to Hollywood, shot a movie called The Golden Wind Moment. After release, it earned $140 million at the American box office. Total global box office earnings, box office of $240 million, ranked 7th for the year. This helped build Chen Long's reputation. At this time, Chen Long was still part of Jiahe. At that time, the Hong Kong film market entered a downturn. Jiahe was also impacted by the overall industry environment, fell into a development dilemma. Hong Kong's subsidiary Ling Zhenyu planned to acquire Jiahe. Faced with Ling Zhenyu's low-priced acquisition, Jiahe did not take evasive action. Instead, it sought a Taiwanese electronics giant, Hongqi, which had repelled Ling Zhenyu. Hongqi also became a new shareholder of Jiahe. After Hongqi invested in Jiahe, Jiahe carried out acquisition and restructuring. And this spy thriller also became, after Jiahe's reorganization, a major film work launched due to the success of Monitor Moment. Jiahe also has immense trust and support for Chen Long. No matter what conditions Chen Long proposes, they will agree. In order to strive for authenticity, filming took place across mainland China, South Korea, and Turkey. Chen Long fights in the film. Car chases and special vehicles, scenes like big explosions, all invested a lot of effort. That's how it is. The production budget was already increasing. Later, it went over budget all the way. In the end, it cost 170 million Hong Kong dollars to complete. However, the final box office was not very good. Although it earned an estimated 30 million Hong Kong dollars at the box office. Became the runner-up at Hong Kong's annual box office. The Golden Screen Award was given to Shaolin Soccer and Love on a Diet. In mainland China, due to censorship cuts, the box office was only 40 million yuan. Considering the additional cost of 170 million Hong Kong dollars, with such box office results, it can only be considered a drop in the bucket. Such a conscientious work ended in box office failure. Chen Long and Tang Yisheng were embarrassed, and soon after left the company. But in 2007, Zhou Wenhui also merged with Jiahe, sold it to a Shanghai company, Chengtian Entertainment Holdings Co. Limited. This movie empire also began to decline from then on. Many people say it was Chen Long's movie that caused Jiahe's bankruptcy. Actually, that's not the case. Omei Cheng didn't lose money at all back then, because during the supervision period, false reports were spread. Miramax, the Hollywood studio, before filming Agent Mr. Cheng, it spent $11 million up front to acquire the North American distribution rights. Reports at the time said it broke the record for Asian film distribution fees in North America. Adding all other distribution fees, although Agent Mr. Cheng did not make a profit, it also did not lose money. So combined with bankruptcy and Chen Long, it has nothing to do with it. The Asian financial crisis back then, combined with the loss of film talent, the entire market had already fallen apart. However, Jiahe still blindly expanded, acquiring a large number of film production companies, and ventured into cable business. When the market environment deteriorated, it failed to timely adjust its strategic transformation, leading to a compounded failure. Problems such as the break in the capital chain emerged. These factors are the real causes of Jiahe's bankruptcy. It has little to do with Chen Long. So what does everyone think? Feel free to discuss together in the comment section. All right, that's all for today's movie introduction. Please, everyone, give a follow. Your likes are our greatest motivation. See Meng to see you every day. Let's definitely meet tomorrow.